All right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today we're going to be talking about 3 Yieldmax ETFs, TSLY, SQY, and CONY because of their insane run-ups today. What I want to talk about is I want to go over why each of these stocks are having such big days. I have all the reasons up for each stocks, kind of going over what I believe to be the reasons that they're going up. And I want to show you guys how it's impacting my current portfolio, because as you guys know, in my Questrade account, I actually sold out of TSLY, but in my CIBC account, I still hold SQY. And at one point I did hold CONY. So these are 3 ETFs, 3 Yieldmax ETFs, which are doing fantastic today that I want to share with you guys. And I want to show you guys exactly what the heck is going on. So if that does sound good, we're currently up to 6,094 subscribers, 376 subscribers in the past 28 days, still going strong, still going fantastic, and the market today has been on fire. Our portfolio reaching a new high today of $29,174. Soon this portfolio will be over $30,000. I'm going to add a little bit more money soon. I haven't been adding as much currently, but in today's percent, we're up 1.43%, up over $400. And in total, we're up about 9%, which is awesome. You can see Yieldmax having a stellar day today, and it's really going off the backs of these 3 Yieldmax ETFs. So starting with our first Yieldmax ETF, we're talking about TSLY. Now, TSLY, I actually made a video. This was like my second last video that I made, explaining how I thought TSLY could potentially go higher, but I did sell out of my position. Why I sold out of TSLY? I sold because TSLY hit a pretty good marker, about $14 and something cents. And I felt it was a need where, you know what, I didn't want to take the risk of potentially Tesla falling and then TSLY taking the downside of that. So I decided to sell. And what has the stock done since then? The stock has actually gone up about 6%. So if you were to have held, then you would have done even better. And now Tesla's sitting at a marker of $350. I do believe this is approaching another resistance area. You can see here about $350 or so. This is the next kind of resistance area. We have a lot of resistance through here, but then if Tesla's able to push through $400, the sky is really the limit. But one thing to think about is Tesla is now a $1.12 trillion company. What does this mean? That means that because of this 10% gain in Tesla, they have increased their company's market cap by $100 billion in one day. That is an insane marker when you think about it. When you look at percents, companies, of course, the stock operates off of percents, but this 10% really, you have to think about it in terms of the market cap. That is $100 billion of a jump in terms of Tesla's market cap, which is insane. And that begs the question, okay, how much further is Tesla going to go? And the reason for Tesla's run up, really, I still believe it's running off of highs of the election. I don't really see too much of a difference between Tesla's business model. I don't see any difference between their earnings, because earnings for them were great, but they didn't come out with any earnings recently. You can see here, Tesla stock soars again. Short sellers are getting crushed. There's no kind of backbone to this other than Donald Trump really winning the election, and then Tesla, Elon Musk being a voice for him, and it going in Tesla's favor, because Donald Trump, of course, is a businessman. People believe he's going to do good for the economy, and so they're bullish, and that's why Tesla right now is on a run up. There's the potential of as well. There's also the potential that Tesla hits all-time highs because of this. So although Tesla hit $354, we're currently sitting at that level, there is resistance. There is momentum to potentially put Tesla through to that $400 stock marker and potentially raise this market cap even higher. So it's one thing, if you are a TSLY investor, you might want to look at potentially trimming some shares. Of course, don't listen to me. I'm just a guy on YouTube. I'm sharing my opinion with you. But if you are potentially looking to maybe This I believe is a very high time for Tesla. I think it's a very bullish time, and I think it's a time where there's a lot of hype around the stock. Obviously, this plays in TSLY's favor, but when Tesla falls, it's going to fall hard. And when TSLY falls, it's going to take all of that fall of Tesla, and that is where we really see the downside in TSLY, and that is why in my CIBC account, I sold out of it. Now, moving to our next stock, which is SQY. SQY is the Square Option Income Strategy ETF. Currently today, up even better than TSLY, up 8.64%. Just kind of show here, that is a huge day for SQY. And I actually hold SQY. SQY has one of the best total returns for a Yieldmax investment. I think it's sitting probably about 60 to 70% at the current time being because of this huge percent gain today. You can see Block up about 10%, so it's performing slightly better than Tesla to TSLY. But Block, let's see what the news is all about. It said here, Block's trading up 8.4% on analyst upgrade. So a lot of analysts have been thinking that Block is becoming a better stock. The only reason I say this is, look, I believe that Block was a good company from the beginning. They were continuously growing their earnings, and they mentioned here that a Block's stock is new buy as Pepper Sandler after impressive Q3 results. Cool. They've been posting impressive results for the majority of their kind of stock history. Look, they're a $50 billion company. I think they earn about $6 billion in terms of revenue every quarter, and they've been consistently growing the revenue. It's a business model which is for the future. They do tap. They're kind of like a Visa for small businesses, but their company has been doing very well in terms of revenue. It's only a matter of time before the stock kind of correlates with that, because of course your stock is only as good as the underlying business. And you can see here they're actually approaching this resistance level about $83. So this is going to be very interesting if you are a holder of SQY. I currently hold 39 shares, as you can see, which is equivalent to about 1,100 Canadian dollars. I'm up about 82% on this position. It's currently carrying me for the day in my CIBC portfolio, but Square is up because of course, market volatility and the fact that people are kind of recognizing now it is a pretty good stock to potentially hold for the future. And of course, when holding SQY, you're going to be receiving these fantastic dividends. So it is going to be very interesting to see how it performs going forwards. And then the last stock, last but not least, really it can't be the least, because CONY up about 14.3% today on some news. News. Bitcoin is up again. Surprise, surprise. So that is kind of the whole reason Coinbase stock soars. What's behind the rally in crypto shares? Cool, whatever. There's a crypto rally that's kind of going on right now. Bitcoin over $100,000 Canadian. It broke through and it soared today, going up, let's see here, about 5%, which is about $5,000. You can see in the past 5 days, it was trading at about $100,000 and it is continuing to move up. And when Bitcoin moves up, Coinbase moves up, because Coinbase is a platform where you could trade Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Coinbase, we look over the past year, this is the highest marker it's been in the past year. And you know what? For CONY stock, it was performing extremely well. It was doing great. But then in the past 3 months, it's had a period where it's really trended down. And because of this new rally in Coinbase is doing good once again. But one thing to keep in mind, look at this. Coinbase over the past year, this is very important. Holy crap. Important. Pardon my language. We look over the past year for CONY. We look over the past year for Coinbase. Throughout this entire time period, we see CONY was trading at a high of about $270, and it was really trending here from about $150 to $270. Well, look at the Yieldmax ETF. Started out at about $20, jumped up to $29, back up to $29, and then fell all the way down. And we're currently sitting at a share price for coin at $320. This is the highest marker for coin it's been in the entire year. What do you think is going to happen to the Yieldmax ETF when Coinbase falls, let's say, back down to levels like 270 or 220? CONY is likely going to fall, and it's going to fall hard. So something to keep in mind as well. You're sitting at an all-time high in coin, the underlying stock, and CONY is sitting right at baseline with where it started as a Yieldmax ETF. If this stock was to go from $319 to $219, you're going to see a 33% drop, and you're going to see a 33% drop. You're going to see CONY go from $19 all the way back to $13, when $13 here was the equivalent share price of the underlying at $29. So something to keep in mind if you are investing within CONY, that although Coinbase is up and CONY is back up to its kind of base here, that's off the fact that the stock is hitting new time highs. And this is what happens when you have high dividend yields. Your dividends take out from the share price. And although you might be experiencing new highs in the underlying, you're not going to be seeing new highs in terms of capital in the Yieldmax ETF. Of course, we get paid the dividends. That makes up for it. But that's the price that we pay as investors. And then when the stock goes down, which it could potentially go down, stocks don't always trend up. We're in a current time where we see Tesla having a fantastic run here. We see Block as well doing pretty good over the short term. And then Coinbase having a phenomenal run in the past month. Stocks don't always trend up like this. They definitely trend down, and Yieldmax ETFs take the blunt of this. For my square position, SQY, I am going to hold. If I was in TSLY, I would look to potentially trim my position. If I was in CONY, I would potentially look to trim maybe half of my position, something like that. I'd potentially keep some more shares because it is very interesting to see where coin might go in the near future, because resistance here at 350, still a little ways to go, and there's a lot of hype around Bitcoin. If Bitcoin continues to trend up, Coinbase will continue to trend up. But because of the downside of Yieldmax ETFs, how hard they fall on the downside, they take all of the fall of these underlying stocks, and these stocks are very volatile at the current time period. I would definitely look to be smart with your position. Think about what price points you want to hold these Yieldmax positions at, and look to trim if necessary. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Awesome time, a fantastic time, a very exciting time where we see our portfolios jumping up, but we have to be smart. I'm still saving. I'm still holding so much cash, and I'm going to be putting in more cash. This doesn't mean that I'm spending it. I'm going to be adding more cash because I want to buy these fantastic Yieldmax ETFs at great prices. I can't be buying at market highs like this. I think prices are now starting to get a little bit insane. I'm going to look for some Yieldmax ETFs which are maybe on sale, or I believe have the potential to rise up. But that will be for the next video. We'll talk about that. So if you did enjoy, we're up to 6,049 subscribers. You know what to do. Hit that button. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed. Stay to the end, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.